Okay, so this particular lesson is important for your work, for your job, for your career, in terms of building any application in cloud. This lesson is very important. Okay, so in because the major focus of DevOps in cloud is resiliency, that your application should not go down. Apart from that, it is also important that your application serves the requirements, serves the request coming from the users. So if you have one user, you can build a company which just serves one person, right? Let's say that you build Netflix. If someone is ready to pay you annually 50 billion or something as a fee, you can build it for one person. Build Netflix, just see the movies you want. But no one can. So you need to scale it at the end, because you need to bring down the cost so that more people can afford it, right? Let's say if I have to go to the US, I could have a private jet. I could just travel myself, but that would cost like millions, at least not millions, then a big number, right? I cannot afford that. So what do? We share the plane which is going to the same direction, everyone going there. So that brings down the cost. So as more number of people use the service, the cost of that service goes down per head, isn't it? So we everywhere we try to make the things more accessible, and affordability is a big part in enabling accessibility. So if you want to make it affordable, that means your application should serve to more number of people. If you want to make a plane, then it should carry hundreds of people so that it can, be affordable. But if you want to bring those many number of people in your plane, then the plane should be big enough. The plane should be strong enough. The plane, you should have a proper, security and checking service that you can, validate every valid passenger. So if you want to bring down the cost in applications, in web applications, in cloud, you need to make your system resilient, more powerful. It's not just Chandra is using that portal, right? More number of people are using. That would increase the demand on the server. So many of these cases, during short periods and during a specific duration in the year, there is huge demand coming on the applications. Okay. So for example, this is during holiday season, there's huge demand for airline flight bookings, right? During Black Friday, e-commerce websites are highly busy. Many people are flocking to use the service. So we need to build the system which can scale. And that is the beauty of cloud, that the most important characteristic of cloud is elasticity. You can increase the capability of your servers, number of instances, serving to more number of people. Okay. So if let's say 100 users are using in the morning, in lunchtime, maybe 2000 people would be using the same system. In the midnight, maybe 5000 people would be using it. So we cannot, in fact, target 5000 as well. We cannot target Black Friday traffic always, right? Because Black Friday traffic is for a very short period, just for maybe a day or something. So we need to increase the capacity and decrease the capacity, right? So, when there is a holiday season, airlines increase the number of aircrafts. When it goes down, they decrease the number of services, right, within the between the cities. So the same thing we want to achieve in cloud. And the way how we do this is using 3 4 different tools and you know um, concepts, and that is called auto scaling. Okay, so in today's lesson, okay, we will be talking about um, auto scaling and load balancing, because once you auto scale, you need to load balance, so that instead of one server, you have 5 servers. traffic should go to all 5 servers equally. So one of the server is not highly used, highly stressed. Others are also serving their purpose. Okay? So with that idea, I would be continuing this lesson on auto scaling and load balancing. Does anyone have any question? All right. Okay. So we will be talking about auto scaling and load balancing. In the afternoon, I will talk about placement groups, but not right now. Okay. So let's just talk about auto scaling and load balancing. Okay. So why do we need to auto scale? I think I already talked about it, right? That why do we need to auto scale? Because we cannot sit and do that, right? We know that every day, probably during lunchtime, the request coming on aircraft flight booking increases, right? Because people get free from the office during lunchtime, they start booking flight if they have to travel. But that time, it should automatically scale. If you know the pattern, it should increase automatically. Second thing is, for some reason, let's say you have a just a decent website, maybe some influencer, okay, maybe Elon Musk, kind of makes a tweet about your website, that here's a website, it does this is a website which these teams have built, which can help you track the threats coming to Earth from asteroids, or and many other things. So in those cases, it will automatically increase the traffic. And so it is very important that we build a system which is intelligent enough that it detects that we need to increase the capacity. So this is where auto scaling comes. We can scale manually for sure. We need to build a system which can auto scale. And that is what is auto scaling group in AWS. Okay. So in AWS, what it does is that we have a minimum size. So we would always like minimum one server, right? Otherwise, server will go down. We would generally like to have probably 2 servers, but maximum 4 servers, not more than that. Because I know that I cannot in fact afford more than these many servers. Second thing is, if there is suddenly demand for more than 4 servers, it could be something wrong as well. Maybe someone hacked my website and he's trying to steal some data. Maybe someone got inside the server and he's doing some Bitcoin mining or something, that automatically suddenly the traffic has increased, the utilization has increased. So we generally have minimum, desired, and maximum. And with this definition, we set the auto scaling capacity. Okay, so we will be doing auto scaling manually first, and then we will do the automatic way of auto scaling. Okay, so let's in fact first start with a manual way of auto scaling. Okay, so everyone, please open your account. Okay, and you can choose to work in one of the region. Okay, only thing is the region you choose, you work in that. Okay, so let's so this is the manual way of doing auto scaling. Okay, so how do we do it manually? So first of all, we will go ahead and build a launch template. So everyone, please open this lesson. Okay, I'm sending this lesson as a link as well. Please open this link. Okay, so first of all, what we will be doing is we'll build a security. So I have gotten something already created. So let me go to some other region and I will demo it from that. So everyone log in into your account and go to one of the region. Okay, so for example, I'm working in Ohio. So I'm going to my EC2 instances. Go to your EC2. Okay, Okay. And after that, uh, there is something called security group. Okay. So we will be creating a security group. Okay. And let me delete some of those which I do not need. Security groups don't cost money, so we just leave them sometimes. It's actually not good. Okay. So uh, okay. Anyway, so I will debug this later. So let's go ahead and create a security group. Okay. So here what we will be doing is, okay, we will create a security group. Okay. So we are going to give it a name, application load balancer security group, ALBST. Give it any name. Only thing is add your name in front so that others know that this is not theirs. Okay, we have 3 regions. You can just share to 3 regions. Maybe 3 people can share 1 region and it should be fine. So I'm just adding my name. You can give it any name, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. LB means load balancer. Okay. And there are 3 types of load balancer. Talk about it. Okay. I'm going to use default VPC, and there is one VPC for some reason. I will go ahead and delete it because we don't need it. And there is one more thing I need to check, that is this multi-region or not? So this was unused VPC. I just deleted it. And then I will go to subnets. Let me see. Okay, so my subnet is already multi-AZ. Okay. If it was not multi-AZ, then I would create one. Okay. You can see it is 2A, 2B, 2C. That is important for doing load balancing. Because if every server is in one availability zone, how will you do load balancing? It needs to be in different regions, right? So that's what we will do here. Okay. So let's go and create a row, and we want to have HTTP. I believe everyone is following with me. Everyone, please follow with me one by one. So first of all, go and create a security group. Okay. Try. Are you able to follow with us?
Yes, I'm following along.
Okay, very good. Natalia, how are you doing?
I'm just
You're able to log in, right? In AWS, Natalia?
yes, I'm following. Sorry, my voice is
Oh
I'm
no.
sick.
Okay, that's okay. No worries.
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah,
Is
if
there
you,
anywhere
yeah.
IPv4 or 6?
Yeah, so I'm just going here and selecting anywhere IPv.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. And let's create the security group. Now, this security group is created. We will be creating launch template. Okay. So what is this launch template? This one is old. I will delete it. Okay. Okay. So once you have created your security group, we have something called launch template. Okay. So what is launch template? Okay. Launch template is just kind of, as the name sounds, template. It's a blueprint to launch some servers. So we will go ahead and create a launch template. So everyone click on launch template. Okay, we have to launch template. You can give it any name. I am giving this one. Okay, and you can give it a description. Okay, launch template for creating load balance. Okay, now what are we doing? Launch template is template. It's kind of a blueprint. So in the blueprint of the server, you tell what type of server you want. So what type of server we want in this case is Amazon Linux. So we will be using the latest version 2023 EMI. Okay. Instance type we can select. Let's give it my T2 micro. And you can give the key pair name. Any key pair that you have, you should have you with your own name. Use that key pair. Okay. Launch template also gives you the option that this is just a blueprint, right? It's just a template. It's not the actual instruction to create the server. So what you can do is you can leave something, do not including launch template. This you decide later. Okay. And now you can go ahead, you can select existing security group and you can see we are using the security group that we created. This is the reason I got you to create the security group first. Everyone okay? All right. So let's continue on. No change in EBS, let it remain GB. Let's go advanced one. Don't change anything. Just go at the last, go in the bottom. Okay. And copy this script. I'll give you 1 minute of time. If you missed something, you just have to, it's just like creating a server, just a little difference. Please let me know if any doubts. Okay. So please go down, go down, go down, and in this place, paste the script. So what we are essentially telling is we are giving the blueprint of the server, not creating the server, giving just the blueprint. Okay. And this is why it is called launch template, launch blueprint. Go ahead and click on launch template and your launch template should be ready. Everyone has this ready? Please take 2 minutes of time.
I'm just like 10 seconds behind you, Chandra. Can you confirm all the settings on the
I can show
maybe
that.
30 seconds behind?
Sure. So if you can see, name can be anything. Okay. Recommended is it you add your name. Description you can add. It's not a big deal. Description can be added. Something like launch template in short is called LT. LT for load balance. Okay, description is optional. You can leave it as it is. In here, you select Amazon Linux 2023. Okay, something this one 2023.
Okay.
Then you go to instance type, T2 micro, key pair, you select your own key pair that you use, security group that we just created, and that's it. At the end, paste it.
Okay, advanced. And okay, very good. Thank you.
And then you click and create the template.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mhm.
So template is ready, everyone. What we can now do is we can build some servers using it. So you can click on action. Now, when you want to create a server, you don't have to do all the steps again. You just have to click on launch instance from template. That's it. As simple as that. Everything will come automatically. Okay. Do you remember we said something do not decide later? That was subnet, right? For subnet, we did not decide, right? We did not give a default value. So what we will now do is we will select servers in different regions. So we will go and put first server here, okay? And we can click on launch instance. Then again, I will go on this one, launch instance, and I will just tell this one to launch this on in 2B. You see, two different availability jobs. So my this is ready. My instances are also coming up. You see, two instances are coming. One is in 2A, one is in 2B.
Should these subnets be something that I created previously, or
Yeah, you use some previously created subnets.
yeah,
You don't have to create subnet always.
yeah. So in my account, when I'm logged in, do I see, for example, subnets that you create or subnets that say yams or someone like that might create?
What you will see is the subnets in same account in same region. So this subnet that I have created, this is in my account. So you can't see that unless
Yeah.
you share again, that's a different story. Otherwise, you can see the subnets created by other users in the same region.
Okay. And the security group, yes. Okay.
Everything, in fact.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Okay, how many of you got the servers?
I got it.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, no need to create subnet, different subnet system. Though you can, ideally, you can. Ideally, you will create your own VPC actually, right? In many of the cases, you will create your own VPC, own subnet, and put everything in that place. But not always required. All right, so this server is created. Now, what were we doing in advanced state here? What was this? Can someone tell me what is this? This is called the user data. This section is the set of commands which will first run on the server. If you don't give, no worries. If you give, those instructions will by default run on the server. Sounds good? So what does that mean? If you go and copy the IP address right now, okay, and if you open that IP address, if everything is fine, you will see the IP address of your server. Okay. So this way you have actually created a server, okay, and you have given some script that it should always run when it starts, then you are able to access it. How does it access? You have installed Apache. Now there is this link. This link is very powerful. This one. This URL on any server will give you the IP address of that server. If you want IP address, you can do many different ways. One of this is this. So what this script does, it creates this script and it will go and find the latest IP address and it will put in HTML file and it will just serve. Sounds fair?
What's the start to that URL? The 169.254.
Yeah, very good question. Try. So this is just the default URL. This is just the URL. AWS has decided that if you curl on this URL, you will get the IP address of the server. Okay. If you do it on any AWS server, you will get the same. Okay. So this way we have created the launch template and created two servers using that. Sounds good. Now what we will be doing is we will create a target group. What is target group? Target group is the place where we target certain instances to do the load balancing. Okay. But before that, we will go for 10 minutes break. Okay. Returning 10 minutes break, we will start looking on creating target group. Okay. So you are creating target group. You are adding instances, selecting instances because we want to target instances. Okay. Though you can target other things as well, like you can target functions, IP addresses, ALBs. Okay. So we will go and click on next. We are not going to add. Okay. And then you can tell which servers you want to target in your load balancers. Only those servers which you have targeted in load balancers, only those servers will actually gain the traffic, others will not. So I have only two servers. Let's include them here. Okay. So these two servers are created, added, and I can click on create target group. Port is port 80 because it is HTTP. So you can see that it has now added these two servers. So let's wait while this health status becomes healthy. So what target group will do? It will keep checking the status of the servers. So if you refresh, as such the anomaly, there is no anomaly. And if you see monitoring, our servers are looking okay. I mean, data is not there yet, but it should come. Okay. So this is how we create a target group. Okay. So what target group does? It enables load balancers to transfer the traffic to these servers. Okay. Now we can go ahead and we can click create load balancers. Okay, so we have created servers. We added servers in target group. Now we will create load balancer and tell load balancer that all the traffic coming on this load balancer send to this target group. And inside target group, you have added these two servers. So traffic will randomly go to one of these servers. And you will see that in practical actually. So if you, open these servers, you know that, if you open the IP address, you will see the IP address is this, right? Okay. So these are the only two servers we have created, right? This one. You will actually see load balancer transferring the traffic one by one to each of these. Okay. So let's continue on. So this is how you create the target group. The next thing is to create load balancer. So we will go ahead and we'll go to load balancer. Now, all of these are paid service. Okay. Load balancer is a very costly service. So once you are done with the lab, with the assignment, delete it. So let's click on create load balancer. Now I want to teach you here three types of load balancers. So what is load balancer? Load balancer is a mechanism. It's a tool. It's actually a service from AWS. Okay, Elastic Load Balancer (ELB), which helps you to transfer traffic to multiple instances of the service. There are essentially three types of load balancers. One is application load balancer, then is network load balancer, and the third one, which is very latest, is that is gateway load balancer. Okay, so there was earlier something called classic load balancer. This was the old version of load balancer. AWS has now, not promoting this one anymore. So AWS recommends not to use this anymore. But this also used to work. Okay. So what are the differences between these? The first one is application load balancer or ALB. It helps you to transfer the traffic on different servers. Okay, on application level. Okay. So I hope that you know about OSI layer. OSI layer, it has essentially 7 layers. Cutting down, you have it essentially 4 layers. Okay, you must have read about data link layer, many other layer like data link layer is there, physical layer is there, network layer is there, application layer is there, right? So many of these layers actually exist on network. This is how the data actually passes through internet. This is how we are able to in fact hear and talk to each other. So this is your application load balancer. This is your network load balancer. This is useful when you need a super fast performance. Okay. And this works on actually application layer. That works on, sorry, no, that one works on application layer. This works on network layer. Okay. So it will help you to load balancer TCP, UDP. Okay. And third one is gateway load balancer. Okay. It is, I have not used this one, but I have read that, I have heard that it is used for third-party applications, not really very useful for you. This one can also help you, but not really recommended. AWS has phased out this. So we will be using application load balancer because we are using HTTP, Apache server. Apache is a works on application layer, isn't it? So this is how it will be working, is that your application is here. Traffic will come from this to application layer, application load balancer. It will go to one of this service. Okay, any questions? Okay. If there are no questions, I will continue. So, what is the load balancer? We have just talked about it. Now we will create a load balancer. So I'm giving it a name. Okay. DevOps ALB. Again, you can give it any name. There are two types of, there are two different ways how you can expose access. One is internet facing, another one is internal. Okay. So internet facing one is the load balancer. Okay. Where users can access it. Okay. So this is internet facing. An IP type can be IPv4. So we are giving IPv4. Okay. And we can select the VPC. I will just use default because ALB also remains inside a VPC. Then you tell which all subnets, which all availability zones, okay, you want to put this. So I will select all three. Okay. And finally, that piece which I was mentioning is you tell which particular port a request will come and where will it go. So request will come on port 80. It will go to this target group. Okay. Are you able to relate? This is the target group we had created. For me, it is only one. For you, maybe that, 2, 3 people are sharing this. So it could be possible that you will see more than 1, 2, 3. So I will select the target group. Okay. So what it is essentially doing, it is taking the traffic on port 80, our Apache web server, and sending the traffic to target group. Okay. If you want more listeners, you can add more listeners like port 443, port 22. But we just need a Apache. Okay, I will continue on. You don't have to set up this accelerator and all. Please leave it as default. This is just like it will make your application performance fast. This will increase the security. Okay, but that's okay. Let's not worry about it. We can go ahead and click on create load balancer, but I will give you a chance. Please look at the configuration and let me know once I can continue. Okay, I hope everyone is able to follow. Anyone who is left behind or needs, if you need any help. Okay, then let's go ahead and click on create load balancer. It will go and it will create load balancer for us. So you can see it is provisioning. We need to give it a minute before it finishes. So what essentially it is doing is it is creating a load balancer which will send the traffic to these two servers that we have created. This lesson is important also because it will come significantly in your assessment too, assessment one. It is useful at work for sure, but this, people, if you want to see the usefulness, it is very useful. Okay, so this is the load balancer which I talked about. Let me see, once it is available, it is still showing provisioning. So let's give it, it generally takes 4 or 5 minutes of time. Okay, so please be patient if you don't see it. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, mine is active now. So what you can do, I can do is I can click on DNS name. Okay, and this is the place where my DNS is now working. This is the load balancer I created. And if you open this load balancer, okay, okay, let's see, it is still moving anti-clockwise. Okay, what might have gone wrong? Load balancer. Okay, wait. Oh, we made this mistake. Okay, so what I made mistake is I did not give the correct security group, everyone. We need to give the correct security group, right? Because the default security group has only port 22 open. Do you remember? So I have to give the security group which I created. If you are facing the same issue, this is the reason. So I will click on save and hopefully it will now move as the world moves in clockwise. Um, does it show for anyone? Oh yeah, for me it is working at least. If you refresh,
Mine says bad gateway.
Okay.
And I changed my security group as well.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so if you refresh, this is now you see the load balancing. You see, IP address is changing because every time you make the request, it is being served by a different server. Does it make sense? Okay, let me give you time. Please let me know. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so I believe that for Tristan it is active. Tristan, does it work this way? The load balancing is working?
Yeah, it's bouncing back and forth between the two instances.
Very good. What about others?
Could you look at mine? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can have a look on what's going on in your one. Yeah, you may go ahead and share a screen. If it is quick one, we can have a look here itself. If it is something we're not sure, then we can do it in breakout room. But we can do. Let's have a quick one. It listens. It listens on a particular. So this is your listeners. Okay. So you tell load balancer on which port you want to listen, and when the request comes, where do you want to send it. So for example, you can see that first listener is on port 80. Okay. You are trying to send this traffic to target group. Similarly, you can add more listeners and you can say that, you know what, HTTPS I want to hear on this port. Okay. You can either forward to a target group or you can redirect to some URL, different URL, or you can give a fixed response that sorry, service out, service down, maintenance. We see the issues, right? When there is some issue, this is the place where the response may be coming. Load balance. Okay. There are some more things like security related stuff, but let's not worry about it. Okay. So like this, your load balancer is ready. Similarly, your listener, you have something called network mapping. This is where you tell which availability zones it will be available. Then there is something called resource map, which tells how the request is moving. So from port 80, it is going to target. From there, it is going to this. From there, it is going to these two servers. Any questions? All right. So if there are no questions, let's continue. So this is like security. This is monitoring. Again, you can monitor how is the health of your server. So you can see that response time is very good. A lot of the details you can see, but again, you can explore at your comfort. Okay, so let's continue now. Is everyone okay to continue now? Thank you. So what we for the next phase of the learning, we will be doing auto scaling. What we did was manual scaling. I can add one more server in target group and it will send traffic to 3 servers. But that is manual, right? We want to have automated system where traffic can go, and automatically if it is large, then capacity can increase. So for that reason, we have something called application load balancer with auto scaling. So we will go ahead and learn to put auto scaling now, and we will terminate these servers. Okay, everyone, please terminate your servers. You don't need them anymore. Those who face some issue because of some mistake in some step, probably uh, during the breakout room, you can try again. Edwin is there to help you. I'm here to help you in debugging this issue. All right. So both of these servers are terminated. Okay. And now I will go ahead and create something called auto scaling group. So the way how auto scaling group works is you have this load balancer. Okay. With this load balancer, you can send traffic to these two different availability zones. You can have more than one server. And this is where auto scaling what it does the magic. If there are more number of users, it will increase the number of servers. If there are less number of users, it will kill some of the servers to save cost. Okay, so we will directly go ahead and create the auto scaling group. You need all of these previous steps done. Continue this. So I know Natalia got some issues, probably Tristan has some issues as well. So you may not be able to follow and experience this plot, but you can continue. You can later explore this in breakout rooms. Okay. So in the interest of time, I will continue here. So there is something called auto scaling group, and everyone can create this. Whether it works or doesn't work, you can use this for sure. So let's go ahead and click on create auto scaling group. Any questions so far? All right, so you can click on create auto scaling group. As the name sounds, auto scaling. It will increase your scale. It will automatically scale up based on the need. So let's give it this some name. Better is give your name so that others can understand. This is telling auto scaling group. You select the launch template. Okay. Everyone, please follow with me. Click on next. Okay. This is where it is picking the values from launch template. If you want, you can override here. Okay. If you don't want, no need to change. It will. Remember, we had chosen no default value for this availability zone. So it will ask. I will give all regions so that auto scaling can happen in every region. It can put server in one availability zone, in another availability zone, in another availability zone. Does it make sense? I would click on next. Okay. And now you can see there is an option to attach to an existing load balancer. So this auto scaling will also work with your existing load balancer. What that means is that as the number of servers keep increasing, you had 2, now you have 3, now you have 5. It can keep transferring, the load balancer can keep transferring the traffic to all 4, 5 servers. So we will use the existing load balancer Okay, and we will use the existing target. Okay. Okay, so I will give you 1 minute for those who got behind. Please come up this far. Step 3. I will be back in 1 minute. All right. I believe everyone has followed up with me. We are on step number 3 to create an auto scaling group. Okay, click next. And the next thing is that is VPC lattice. This is not something we are going to talk. You can just understand that this is a service which help which increases the communication and scalability easily. Okay, we can turn on a health check. So if there is any health problem, it can let us know. The next thing is health check a grace period. Okay, what does this mean? This means that if you have a server, okay, whenever servers start, okay, they generally take some time, like 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Some servers can take 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Generally, if it is like a easy, lightweight application, good server, it may still take probably 4 5 minutes, 3 minutes. So this period means that in this duration, even if the capacity is low, it will not check. It will not tell that capacity is low. It will not trigger a new server. Okay, you're getting right? So the way how auto scaling works is that you tell how many servers you want. You tell, you know what, I always want 2 servers. It says, okay. Let's say that, more number of users are coming. You add one more server, right? Now, the moment you add one more server, it will not happen automatically within the like same seconds, within moments. It will take some time. So for that time, you have to give here the duration, that how much duration you need. So we generally give enough time that I know my server will be ready. So I will give here 300 seconds. Okay. You can enable more things, like if you want to collect more logs, you can put CloudWatch, and you can enable default instance warm up, but no need to worry about this. We will learn this lesson later in monitoring. So let's click on create next. And the next thing is it tells how many servers you want. I can tell that, you know what, I always want 2 servers, but minimum I want 1 server. It should not go below 1. Maximum I want to have 3 servers. Okay. So you are essentially telling auto scaling that I can have server from 1 to 3. Give me generally 2, but not more than 3. Okay. So you can do like that. You can just leave it as it is. It just tells that how do you want to, replace it, replace the servers. So maybe, you want to control the cost. You want to, remove the oldest server, but that's okay. 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 So we will click on next. We will do next. We will do again next. This is just annotations, and we will click on it auto scaling. Okay. Now there is something interesting that you will see. What you will see is that this is my auto scaling group. If you go to your activity history, you will see that the moment it has been created, it detected that there are no servers. So it is increasing the capacity from 0 to 2. Okay. It is doing this automatically. I did not create server. It is automatically doing. If you click on this, okay, instance management, you can see that 2 servers have come up. You see, 2 are pending. If I refresh, 2 new servers have come. Now, if you copy its IP address, okay, this server will also come up. Okay, this is a brand new server created by not us, auto scaling. Is everyone following so far? Don't give more numbers more than 3, because it will create dozens of servers we don't want. Yeah, I know that this lesson is longer. I generally teach it in two sessions, but it was planned for just one. So this is going a bit longer, but afternoon session is very short, very, very short. So you will have time. So this is the server ready. So auto scaling group is done. For example, you can do some magic. Let's say you don't want, you have 2 servers, right? You don't want 2 servers. You decrease the desired capacity to 1. You click on update. Now what you will see, it is automatically, it will go ahead. And you can see here activity, connection draining. Okay. In response to the difference between desired and actual, it is shrinking the capacity from 2 to 1. If you refresh here now, you will see one of the server should be gone in a moment. Okay, not yet. Okay, let's give it some time. It is still in progress. I know this lesson is a bit hectic in that sense. But it should have kicked by now. Desired is one. Desired. So desired is. See, why does it not remove it? Okay. Okay, for example, if I change, it should react. I've increased it to 0. I feel that it should go ahead and delete all the servers, remove all the servers. Okay, so it is shrinking. It is saying it made 2. But why do we see? Okay, I think, okay, it is terminating actually. Yeah, both of them are terminating. Okay. What's wrong with this? Okay, I don't know. There is something wrong. It does not terminate the server. It should actually. It's the first time I'm seeing this. It is showing here terminating, but it does not terminate here. Unexpected in AWS. Okay, anyway, I hope you get the point that it will terminate the server. I think there's some outage or some issue going on AWS because it should not behave like this. Still terminating. We should have the activity. Okay, so there is some issue going on, everyone. It seems it is not draining. It is just showing draining, but not draining actually. Okay, I am not sure what's going on, but anyway, let's continue on. Okay. But if it does not react, then how can we teach? Okay, I'm manually terminating it. Okay. Oh, hi. I'm also in Ohio. Okay, it is trying to kill, but that's okay. Okay.
Hey, Chandra.
Yeah.
So it's saying that it's waiting for the elastic load balancer drainage. Is there a way that we can shorten that amount of time? I'm in the attributes page right now, and I think it's set to keep the duration for an hour. Would that have anything to do with it?
So normally, ideally, this is how it is done, that you first of all drain the load balancer, I think. But as such, not the thing that it will affect. So it's not that thing. So it's not working for anyone, is it? No, I think this is some temporary issue. It should work actually, unless there is some change in AWS policies, which does not happen much. Yeah. Okay. So you can see. Okay, it is just taking time, everyone. It is just taking time. You can see now it says successful. It is just taking time. Yeah. So Tristan probably is just fine. Yeah. No need to worry. For me, it is now showing successful. I think probably 1 or 2 minutes, it should show this one successful as well. All right. So let's hope it works. It is now trying to, bring it from 1 to 0. It is just slow. I'm not sure if there is something wrong with AWS. There is this that is called AWS Health, AWS Health Dashboard. Here you can see the health status. Okay. Oh, no, it's just time. It's just time. Now it is done. Yeah. All right. So I will go ahead here and I will increase the desired minimum to 1, desired to 2, and maximum to 3. The moment I do, it will go ahead and it will increase the numbers. You can see it is increasing from 0 to 2. So you now play with servers like anything. You tell them come up, go down, come up, go down. They keep working as the way you tell. Okay, so this is done. Okay, now you can see one of this is coming up. Second one is also coming. Now, if I go to my load balancer, this is my load balancer, which I had created. This load balancer will keep load balancing between even the new server, old server, whatever comes. Okay, you can see it is now flipping between these two different servers. Okay, what we see was the manual way of increasing it. Okay, how can we automate it? That if more number of users come at the midnight, I don't have to get up and increase the desired capacity, right? So for this, we have auto scaling. You click on create dynamic auto scaling. You have to click on simple scaling. Okay, all the steps are given here. You have to click on simple scaling. So I will go ahead and give it a name, simple scale up. Now you have to create a CloudWatch alarm. So click on create this one, CloudWatch alarm. Do you want me to show this later? Or should I just finish your call?
I could appreciate the video being split if you keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I agree with what Troy just said.
Okay. So I think I would take a pause here, okay? And I will let you work on this probably for an hour or something. And probably in the afternoon we can actually finish this lesson if that's the case. Okay. We are almost there, just like a few steps behind. How many of you are following, by the way, to me? I know this one is a bit unusual, longer lesson. Okay, Tristan is following. That's good to hear. Anybody else who's following?
I'm trying.
Okay, just doing.
I created auto scale group, but yeah, it's not working.
No worries, no worries. Okay. All right. So it seems that many of you are able to follow. Okay, then I will just finish it so that at least the lesson is done, kind of. So what you will do is, everyone, you will go ahead and what you're creating is you're telling AWS, how do we know that I need to increase the servers? For this, you have something called CloudWatch Alarm, which we will learn in details in monitoring, Right now, what you can do, you can select the unit that you want to increase. So I am selecting CPU utilization. Based on that, okay, I will be increasing the capacity. So this one, everyone search for CPU utilization. Given here, okay, search for CPU utilization and okay, and select auto scaling group. Click on select metric. And now we are telling when should it kick off. So I'm telling whenever the CPU utilization goes above, let's say 60, normally it will be 70, 80. Whenever this happens, this alarm should start. Okay. Whenever this happens, that means CPU utilization goes higher, alarm will be on. It will send you an email. Okay. So you can create a new here. Okay. So this one you will again learn later. I think you already learned, right? SNS. So it is just using SNS, notification service. So I will create a topic that is email CPU 60 plus alarm, something like this. On which email? Okay, it cannot have plus. I'll just give this one, give your email address. It will email you on this email, chandraduri@gmail.com. Click on create topic. What happens is it has created a topic that whenever this CPU utilization goes above 60%, I have to inform the developer that something is gone, something is going on. Okay, you can give it alarm. Okay, CPU utilization 60 plus. You can give it a detail site. Okay, you can give it a details here. Um, high users reported like this. You can click on next, and you can see that right now it is very low, 3%. Click on create alarm. This will create the alarm. Okay, we will now use the same alarm here. Refresh it, select it. That means that whenever alarm goes, I will add a new server. Now, you hoping you understanding what I'm trying to put forward? That whenever more users are coming, whenever utilization is increasing, add one more server, add one more server. So I will add one more capacity unit, one more server, and then it will wait for 300 seconds so that it will not create a new server till then, because new server will take time to come up, right? This is very important. A lot of questions come in exam based on this. In your solution architect exam, questions will come from this lesson. At least 5-10 questions will come from this topic which I'm teaching. Click on create, and your auto scaling group dynamic policy is created that whenever server is used more than 70%, trigger this alarm. Okay, whenever you do something like this, okay, what system does it? It will go and create create email subscription for the developer. What does that mean? That it will send me an email saying that, hey, did you subscribe to this? Okay, so for example, I can show you that this is how it will send. AWS notification confirmation. Because if it doesn't send, people can keep sending subscription to anyone, right? So it is a verification. You can click on confirm subscription. It will confirm the subscription, and now you will get the email. So what we will now do is we will somehow increase the CPU utilization. So far, so good. Everyone understanding the whole point? Why we are doing it? You have only 2 servers. It will add 1 more server. We will not say anything. It will do it automatically. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. So we have this server, and you can see that this is not in alarm. Action is enabled. It is not in alarm. Uses 4%. Okay. I will now go ahead and go inside this server, but the security group that we have is having only port 80 access. Correct? So what I will do is I have 2 options. Okay. This is not a good option actually, but I will go ahead and do it. Why it is not a good option? Because it is being used on the load balancer as well. Load balancer does not need port 22. Okay. But I'm just giving it. Or I can do one more thing. I can create HTTP SSH. I don't have here. Okay. Okay. I'll give it here HTTP. I'll give SSH. Okay. I will create security group. I'll go to my instances. I'll click on this one, security group. I'll change security group and add new one. I will select the second server and I will change the security group. Because I need to have SSH. And now I will connect to both the servers. I'll connect to both the servers. So I'm inside the servers. There's some tricky thing I'm going to do now. And the trick is somehow we will increase the CPU utilization. We don't have real users, right? In real users, you will have the traffic coming. Here, what we will do is we will run this script. So please go ahead and copy this script and run on both the servers. This is a stress script, a Python code, which will just stress the server. Right? It will just stress CPU utilization, and you can actually see slowly this will be increasing. Okay. I'm over time, I know. And this generally takes 15 to 20 minutes of time. Okay. This server is micro, right? It may take lesser time, 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, but time is over. So let's go for 15 minutes break. Please set it up. Okay. And by the time we will come, we will see it will be in alarm. Okay. So let's go for break. Okay, 15 minute break, and I will see. As you can see, my alarm has this alarm is in action. Okay, and as you can see, it has crossed way above 73%. Yeah, it is touching almost 73, 74%. And you can see that both of my servers are engaged. And if you refresh, you can, let me see, I hope that we should have third server coming. We have third server. Do you see? We didn't have third server. We got the third server now, but right? Because the way we have put the logic is that whenever CPU utilization goes above 60%, I want to add one more unit, one more server I want to have, and this is what you're seeing here, right? So this thing is the one which is dictating. I saw that Edwin is clarifying that how it works. So you can have more things as well on this. So for example, it has gone above 60. Above 60, I want to have third server. What if the server goes down? Let's say I close this script. So CPU utilization will go down slowly, right? The moment it goes down, we want to have third server again deleted, right? Again removed. So what you can do is you can add one more target tracking, and you can add one more target value here, that if it is more than it, if CPU utilization is less than 40, less than 50, remove one of the server. You can add, remove, you can remove server. Make sense? Isn't it beautiful? So it is very good to see actually, is that how the servers go up, go down, and you can play with them. So this was the simple scaling, everyone. I know that not everyone was able to follow this completely, but many of you were able to. So that's a good thing to hear. Those who were not able, we will definitely help you. So there were different types of scaling. One is the simple scaling, which I already talked to you. In this scaling, what happens is that you decide the rule, it will just scale up, scale down. Step scaling is different. Here, what you can do is you can keep, adding many rules in this. Add 1 unit when capacity, when utilization is 60. Add 2 units when it is more than, let's say, 70. When 70 to less, like this, right? So you can do a lot of these steps. So that was simple. This is step. You can have more rules here. Another one is target tracking. So you can target a particular metric and you can again set it up. Okay. So this one is simpler. The most comprehensive one is this, which I already talked to you. Okay. So these are the different types of the dynamic scaling. Then you have predictive scaling. In predictive scaling, what this does is it will predict when the utilization will go up. So AWS will keep checking, and it sees the pattern that every day in the morning at 9 a.m. people log into the system. It will increase capacity. Every day 11 a.m. people start logging off. It will start removing the servers. So those kind of predictive scaling it can do based on the historical data. Understand? Any issues? Any questions on this? And then you have scheduled actions. In scheduled actions, what happens is you can tell, okay, when it will increase. So let's say you can say on Black Friday, okay, there would be actually every year, but that's too large. So you can definitely say, let's say every week, okay, or something, okay. It will increase on this time, and till this time you can just schedule the action. So you can schedule like every day 5 p.m. remove the server because everyone is leaving for home. So these schedule actions can be done here. So these are three different ways how you can set up a scaling in AWS. And the first one is dynamic, where you write the rule. In predictive, it will do the scale up or scale down based on historical data. In schedule action, it will work based on the historical, the given duration, given time stamp you are given. Any questions? So these are different types of auto scaling options in AWS. Okay. So that is all we have in lesson for today before noon. In afternoon, we will simply be talking about the placement of groups and strategies, but not really go in details. We need to have theoretical knowledge of this, not a big deal as such. So with that, we will stop our lesson here for the before noon. I know it was like very large, very long lesson and lot of the things. So now you can see it is coming down. Do you see? Based of the script is coming down. But if it came coming down, but server is not going out, right? So you need to add one more group that remove the server. Make sense? So yeah, so that is up we have for today's lesson, everyone. And what we can do now is we have this assignment. Okay, you have this is your part 1 of the assignment, this is part 2 of the assignment, and this is second and third assignment. So you have total 2 or 3 assignment, okay, for today. And you have to work and make it working. But again, first of all, thing is that you do the practice. All right, so with this, I would finish the lesson. Any questions